All right, thank you.
Stamp 2 putts.
Appreciate that, Stoned. We'll be getting started here in just a second. Yeah, this is something people have asked me to do for a very, very long time, is to watch these videos, because they're like just classic on YouTube. And it's related to Silent Hill, so, you know, why haven't I already done it? Good question. But I'm going to be joined by a fellow Silent Hill obsessive, Future Mute, because he is also big into Silent Hill, and yeah. Yeah, I'm excited for this too. 2010, man. It's like ancient history nowadays. They started in 2010, God. What was that? What was that podcast? Oh, man. Oh, every frame a picture. They were reviewing one of his reviews and he kind of made an ass of himself defending it. Was after that he disappeared. Ah. See, the weirdest Twin Perfect lore that I know of is, by the way, you like how I'm framed now? I changed the framing ever so slightly, so I'm completely out of the way of the chat. I'm a little bit further my left, your right, but still. Anyways, the deepest Twin Perfect lore that I know of is the stuff with Fungo. Basically, the falling out between them and Fungo. That's the deepest Twin Perfect lore that I know about. And as far as I know, because it was very weird the way it all went down, but basically either Rossiter or Fooge, one of the two, I don't know which, posted a comment saying that Fungo allegedly was abusing his girlfriend. And when they called him out on it, he changed the Google AdSense information on the Twin Perfect account to his name and his address. So that's why they kicked him out. That was in a YouTube comment that somebody caught several years ago. I think it was on the Book of Memories review when it first came out, but they deleted it shortly after. Probably because they just didn't want to entertain that conversation anymore, which is fair. I wouldn't want to either if I were in their shoes. But yeah, I distinctly remember that being a comment that somebody caught back then. So who knows? You know, I'm sure we'll never know the full story of what the hell went down there. But something happened for them to kind of cut ties with each other. Well, no, Future's not on yet. He's just waking up, or he will be waking up soon, so.
As in, if we watch something and we conclude it's some.
Today on, oh, this was 2021. Damn, this is kind of recent, though. Surprisingly recent. Yeah, that's surprisingly recent. I would have thought it would be, 2017 or something, based on how long he's been basically gone from the community. I didn't even know what it was. Yeah, I didn't even know what it was, so clearly I'm not too invested in their stuff either. And I'll be honest, like, if I want to tell the truth, I think there's far too many podcasts out there to begin with, man. There's way too many podcasts going on right now for any rational human being to even remotely keep track of, you know? You just can't. Even if you wanted to, you literally can't keep up with them because there's too many floating around.
We're on a scale we wouldn't mind.
I'm doing good, man. I walked about 5 miles today. Walked about 5 miles today, and like I mentioned last time, I like to sit in my car and just fucking roast in the sun and sweat as much out as possible. I'm in the middle of a water fast right now, so I've got my 64 ounces of my half gallon with a couple cubes of ice, nothing crazy. I just like it to be slightly cold, not frozen. And then I have a full ass thing of coffee, so I'm ready for this, dude. I am fucking ready. I am primed and ready. Perfect temperature, just slightly fridge cold. Just moved into your first apartment with my boy. Nice, dude. Were you living with your parents beforehand? Or just family in general? Oh, his parents, yeah. Always cool when your significant other's parents are those, you know, they basically are just like your own parents, you know, and you can just live with them for a while. It's no big deal. That's always nice. Ugh. Headphones are killing me tonight. Dude, same. I like to call it K-Kona Land, but I am absolutely from K-Kona Land. The good old American South. You know? Yeah, I'm pretty much just waiting for Future to hop on, so we can watch it. But then go through a defense of Batman vs Superman by alleged movie critic and self-professed Zack Snyder fan, Twin Perfect aka Ross. 3 hours in, Ross shows up and joins the call to do damage control for disparaging comments on his Discord. Nobody really cares about this, trust me. And attempts to explain his convoluted approach to film analysis. Things don't go well, hilarity ensues, but I have to at least give Ross some credit for jumping into a 6 versus 1. What? A 6 versus 1? Got a projector. He has every old game console under the sun, so gonna be subjecting him to MGS and Silent Hill playthroughs. Nice. Yeah, they do dogpile him. Yeah, see, this type of thing is why I don't engage with YouTube comments, really. I pretty much resolved to, once the video is out there, it's fucking out there, and I have nothing to do with it anymore. Like, I had my say in the video itself, and then if anybody wants to comment whatever they want to comment, they can, but I'm not going to make any inferences about it or really respond to them. These people spent 8 hours shitting on Plinkett Star Wars reviews too, which aren't to be taken serious in the first place. Yeah. Yeah, there's way too many podcasts about movies and film, as they like to call it. There's way too many podcasts about movies and games, and it's literally too much for me to keep up with these days. So I just don't. No, not that I ever really cared. I can't think of a single podcast I watched that talked about movies that I actually cared about. Oh my god, yeah, let's not talk about that. There's like one person, and his name was Adam22 of the fucking No Jumper podcast. That was the only guy I've ever heard use the term podding, and thankfully nobody else has ever used it, at least not to my knowledge. I like podding with you. Oh my god. It's just a conversation, dude. You're not fucking podding. Yeah, it sounds wrong in more ways than one, that's for sure. Sounds wrong enough that I wouldn't be uttering it. You'd never hear that out of my mouth. Been seeing a lot of people playing this Expedition 33 game. I don't know if it's any good. It looks kind of cool, but I don't know for sure if it's something I'm actually interested in. I said it last stream. I'm not sure. I don't remember for sure if you were here, Stoned, but we were talking about the whole Nintendo price jumping thing with new games, and I was like, I think a lot of people, myself included, are just not going to pay those prices. Like, they're just simply not going to pay those. And Nintendo's in for a rude awakening because we're not going to put up with that shit. Like, people bought the Switch 2, yes, but you know why they bought it? Because they want to scalp it. That's why they bought it. They didn't buy it because of genuine excitement for the console. They bought it because they want to scalp it. Any other explanation is delusional. Shut down Homebrew channel, and now in the Switch terms of service, they can remotely brick it if you mod it. Yeah. Yep, that is very Nintendo. That's a very Nintendo solution to the quote-unquote problem. They do love their censorship and litigations, don't they? Although, to be fair, Sony also did sue a guy. They sued George Hotz. GeoHot was his name. But they sued him for an actually valid reason, which was that he was selling the mod on his website, which that you can't do. You can't profit from a third-party mod. That is definitely not a good thing to do. And it's like I'm sitting here looking at a 1 hour and 16-minute long video about Batman versus Superman. Like, who thinks that who thinks that this is worth having an hour and a half long conversation about this movie, dude? It's not. This movie is nowhere near good enough to have that long of a fucking conversation about it, you know? The long original. Oh, well, here's a fun title. Why You Are Wrong About Batman versus Superman. Like, what the fuck? I love these pretentious titles. Here's why you're wrong about X, Y, or Z. And it's like a highly opinionated subject that you can't declare anybody's right or wrong about. They're just doing it because they want to. Here's why you're wrong about X, Y, or Z is a surefire way to piss everybody off. Like, how do people not know this by now? Sorry, I'm just trying to get my shit centered right. But yeah, the other type of this type of not necessarily podcast, but just even if it's an edited video, it annoys me, where they're like, oh, Easter eggs you might have missed. Yeah, it's like, no, dude, you sat there, and most of the time it's just speculation off of shit they saw on Reddit. Is all it is. Like, there's not even any legitimacy to it. They're just like, oh, you know, you saw this and I saw this, and therefore I know something secret, you know? I remember the one that pissed me off the most was fucking WandaVision, where every fucking week it's like Easter eggs you missed in this week's episode of WandaVision, a fucking 10-minute video where he would just keep saying, this user posted on Reddit. Could this possibly be this, that, or the other? It's like, I don't give a shit. You guys already know I really dislike Marvel stuff in general, so especially when it's like just speculatory nonsense about Marvel products, that's just even worse in my opinion. And I tell you what, those Marvel fans are very, very rabid. They are dedicated, and they will fucking just pounce on anybody that doesn't immediately slurp up that product, dude. It's like just a cardinal sin to just simply not like Marvel movies is just a cardinal sin in their eyes. And they have to explain to you why you're wrong. It's like, well, you didn't like it. You need to watch it again because, you know, you really should like it, so you should watch it again. You'll get it next time. Supernatural clip channels are the worst for it. Would someone fake content on Reddit / oh, abso-fucking-lutely, yes. I don't even need to finish that sentence. You could fill in the blank with any social media. People are going to fake bullshit to get engagement. Absolutely, 100%, yes, they will. No doubt about it. And there will never be any doubt about it. There's even an argument to be made that more people spend more time nowadays thinking of fake stories to tell on social media than actually living their own lives. And I wish that was an exaggeration, but it's not. Because I've seen it happen many times. I know it's true. you know, just like those people when you go out to any sort of social gathering, you go to any club, you go to a bar, whatever. Yeah, and dude, that's one of my favorite subreddits, by the way, r/that happened. That is like one of my all-time favorite subreddits for that reason, because it's just so fucking absurd, the stories that people tell. Yeah, I went to the grocery store and a person saw the shirt that I was wearing and immediately broke into song and gave me a high five, and we hugged, and everybody had their phones out and they started clapping and saying, "We stan," whatever was on my shirt. You know what I mean? It's like, well, that's cute that you had this little fantasy in your head about what happened, but none of that happened. Okay? Not a fucking ounce of that happened. One sec. I'm gonna take a Tylenol really quick. I got a bit of a headache. I love this song, by the way. This is the ultimate stream. This is the ultimate stream song right here. It's a hidden song on the Silent Hill 3 soundtrack called "I've Been Losing You." Here, let's play it again. Alright, I'm also going to switch headphones really quick. Just going back to the Bears. The Sonys are really, really good, but the only problem is they're very harsh because they have such a massive high boost. And when you already have a headache, it's not really something you want to listen to. So. The DT770s are more smooth, so that's what I'm going to use. Beat Madhouse without running. That's kind of impressive. NGL. Oh yeah, these sound way better. Good old Bear Dynamics. They never lead me astray. Why did I stop wearing these anyway? I don't know. But yeah, they never lead me astray, man. I like both, but these are good. Give a little bit of contrast as well. But yeah, basically, I think that the real Silent Hill experience is very time capsule-y now, and that's kind of what I like about it. It very much encapsulates that sort of era of YouTube game media for me. The sort of machinima era, you know? They do, yeah. They look super, super young in the beginning. And then by the time like the Book of Memories review was coming out, Rossiter's like a grizzled veteran, dude. He's a grizzled veteran of American Silent Hill slop. Seen it all. Shit talked it all. Future said he just got up. Nope, no problem, dude. No problem, dude. Take your time. What do we watch in the meantime, though? Oh, shit. I found a really cool video. There's a Q&A video in their last few vids, and Fooch has a long-ass beard. Looks what? Yeah, wasn't that their 100K celebration video? So I think we talked about it before, but I think most of us theorize that he got picked up by some big YouTube channel to be an editor, or, I mean, look at their house in the Downpour review. It's not like they're not well off. They seem to be fairly wealthy people, so maybe he just has his own career that he'd rather focus on. That's very likely. And there'd be nothing wrong with that. But yeah. I appreciate the Guinness sign in their house in that vid, being an Irishman myself. Guinness is like the coffee drinker's beer. It's very dark, very bitter. So if you like bitter coffee, you would love Guinness. Absolutely love it. That's what I've always said about it. I got no problem with Guinness myself. I'm just not really a beer person. I tried for a good solid couple of years to find a beer that I really liked, but I just couldn't really. The closest I got was Glass Bottle Rolling Rock. Right, it is a stout, yeah. But and I'm gonna be honest, I like the piss water. I like Miller Lite, I like Coors Light, you know what I mean? Full-bodied beer, Blue Moon is okay. I also tried this banana bread beer that was fucking delicious, but it had a ton of sugar in it. Don't the cans of Guinness have the metal ball so you can agitate it before you... Okay, don't clip that motion that I was just making. Good thing I didn't make it any more than once, so nobody can make a suggestive gif out of it. I know my community. I know my community. That's true. Also, you know a newbie beer drinker based on whether or not they tilt the glass. If they tilt the glass and then as they're pouring, they slowly level the glass, that's how you know that's a veteran beer pourer. But if they pour it directly in and 90% of the fucking glass is just foam in the head, then you know that they don't know what they're doing. You need an 80-20 ratio, dude. 80% liquid, 20% foam. And if you don't have that, then what the... Okay, I'm sorry. It's not that serious. Let me apologize. This was the part of the stream I didn't want you to hear. But you heard it anyway. So if you need to run to Livestream Fells to own me, then that's fair. You can do that. Oh, man. It looks so weird. This arm looks so fucking weird on camera, dude. It looks like I have it on some kind of monitor stand or something. But I like the low profile. I got really sick of Guinness glasses are actually designed to get it right. The head should just touch the top of the heart for best ratio. Yep. I really like the low profile arms with the SM7B because I don't like with the Rode and the other arms, you basically have to have all of this covered in your peripheral vision, or whichever side you decide to have it coming in from. It's just gonna fucking be in your way and you can't see your screen. So having it low is nice because I can see the whole screen above it and chat and everything like that. Low profile arms with the SM7B I think is optimal, but of course there'd be some person who would actually you're cringe and stupid and dumb and you're a bad person for saying that, and I'm going to clip you out of context, and that's what happens. That's internet discourse nowadays, by the way, if you didn't know. It's always literally, you're a bad person if you don't agree with me. Oh, yeah. Oh, you have a differing opinion about a mounting solution for a mic? You're a bad person, dude. I'm going to call you out on Twitter. And I'm going to tell the whole world how shitty your opinions are. I don't give a fuck who hears it. Oh. Well, excuse me. They expect you to be like, no, we can talk this out. Please don't. Please don't put in the newspaper that I got mad. You know? I'm like, cool. I don't care. By the way, did you see the other day, Stone, when I was talking about the guy who got really mad because I made a Bully Maguire reference in a Joe Rogan comment section? It wasn't even Joe Rogan's channel. It was some clip farming channel that just uploaded him talking about his usual carnivore diet workout stuff. And some person in the comments made the classic, hey Jamie, pull up the video of something, you know, basically the insert, hey Jamie, pull up this, that, or the other. And somebody responded really mad and was like, hey Jamie, pull up the video of the unoriginal loser making the same joke that's been made a quintillion times. And I responded to him and I was like, gonna cry? Just the Bully Maguire, gonna cry? And this motherfucker scanned my entire channel, commented on nearly every video, and called me a 30-plus-year-old wokey piece of garbage. I don't even know how long he spent doing this, but I find it hilarious either way. He spent at least half an hour to an hour scanning every single video on my channel to call me a 30-plus woke loser. And then I just responded and said, so you are gonna cry. Understood. Like, it just was hilarious. Like, he had a complete fucking generational crash out over a single Bully Maguire reference. I genuinely thought it was hilarious. Yeah, it's like, dude, you know that somebody is omega triggered when they go to your channel to like look for evidence, you know? And he couldn't say shit about like my sub count because it was over 1,000. It's like, what are you gonna say, dude? You're at like 2. What do you mean? You better not bring up sub count. Especially for somebody like me that is not even remotely a serious YouTuber. I just upload the very occasional thing that I'm curious about, you know? Like, the fuck are you on about, dude? Average Joe Rogan super fan, yeah. You know what's really annoying about Joe Rogan? I need to make sure I can do this without damaging anything. It should be okay. Let me try this. If you want to know how Joe Rogan gets his sound, I'll show you right now. Fuck, that won't work. I would need a butter knife or something. But basically, there's a switch on the back that just kills all the bass, and that's how he uses this mic. That's why it sounds so empty and flat when he uses it. No, I wouldn't say that's the worst part. I'd say the worst part is that he won't stop talking about the same, like, 4 or 5 topics, and his guests are clearly fucking exhausted of it. Like, every single guest that comes on, even when it's clear that the last thing they want to talk about is COVID, he'll still talk about COVID. As recently as, like, 2 weeks ago. Like, bro, COVID was 5 fucking years ago. Relax. Nobody's talking about COVID anymore. Yeah, weed, carnivore diet, MMA moves, conspiracies, right. Yeah, that's like his cycle. Like when he doesn't know where to take the conversation, he just talks about, or DMT, you know. And Joey Diaz, who he like worships, Joey Diaz, he calls him like one of the funniest guys alive and everything all the time. He called him out and was like, Joe, why do I give a fuck about any of this? He's like, this is the only podcast I come on and you try to scare me. He's like, I just wanted to come on here and have a good time and maybe joke and laugh a little bit. And here you are talking about the fucking declining birth rates of Japan. He's like, I don't give a fuck about the Japanese. Which is like fair. I mean, you shouldn't expect, but he just like dictates the conversation and talks about the same 5 or 6 things over and over. I more prefer the ones that he has where it's like two people debating and he's kind of moderating. Those are fun. Those are fun because they usually get nasty quick. Like they just start fucking doing personal attacks and getting really upset. He had Maynard James Keenan. Yeah, I remember that one. I really liked his episode with Billy Corgan because they had a really long and interesting conversation about the music industry and how possessive it is. No, you're good, dude. Yeah, they had a really long conversation about the music industry and how manipulative, possessive, whatever like negative adjective you want to ascribe to it, it is that. And he talked about a lot of really interesting things. Like, he said his first contract he was offered when he was 23, and it was for 14 years and 7 albums. A 23-year-old, and they have contracts like that all the time. They love contracts like that because they basically are anticipating, what he said is like they're anticipating your whole arc, your whole career. They're anticipating. And what happens is they hope that the sort of creative juices run out in maybe 5, 6, 7 years. Like, how many bands do you know that remain relevant longer than 10 years? Not many. Only the very transcendental, you know, the Beatles of the world, the Pink Floyds, the Radioheads, like those bands they can remain relevant for longer than a decade, but most bands cannot. Okay. So what they do is they sign you to an absurdly long contract. They want to get you in when you're in your late teens, early 20s, and they want to sign you for 15 plus years. And what happens is every time you all of a sudden can't write a part, you can't come up with a catchy melody, you can't come up with anything. They're like, that's okay. We'll bring in a writer. You know, we'll bring in like a Benny Blanco type where he just can create, a Charlie Puth, you know, where they can just create shit, and they just manufacture gold, hit after hit after hit. These people do. And oh yeah, and they had a whole factory at one point that was just pressing the vinyl for Dark Side of the Moon. Like they created a whole factory just to create copies of it. Anyways, so basically the way that they do it is they're like, oh, it's okay if you can't write a song. We'll bring in Benny Blanco, or we'll bring in any of these, you know, well-known ghostwriters, essentially. Even though they're credited, they're not really a ghostwriter, but you know what I mean. And they'll just keep bringing in people, but every personnel member that they add, they're taking a little bit of your percentage. Okay, let's bring in Benny to write the music for you. We're going to take 10%. Let's bring in, you know, a session guitarist. If you're having trouble playing this part, you know, we'll bring in a session guitarist like a John 5 or something, and he can play this part. We'll take another 10% because he's going to be doing that. You know what I mean? Like, they just keep adding more and more and more people and taking a larger and larger cut. And that's what they hope happens when they sign these massive contracts, is that by the end of your contract, they'll be taking 95% of your revenue because you can't write anything anymore and they're having to do everything for you. That's literally what they hope happens. There'd be no other reason to sign a 23-year-old Billy Corgan to a 14-year, 7-album deal. You know, they want this 23-year-old kid. I mean, if you're not even 25, you're a kid in my eyes. And you want to sign this kid for 14 years where he'll be pushing 40 by the time this contract ends. And you still think he'll be, you know, Frank Zappa stuck his finger to big record labels and released about 40 albums. Buckethead is like that too. You know, Buckethead is just like this prolific musician who releases all of his music and doesn't give a fuck about the labels. I respect that big time. We all thought that Chance the Rapper was going to be like the big person in hip hop to do that. Oh man, but you have to be good. I think he forgot about the putting out good music part. I'm sorry. In order to really give a middle finger to the labels, you have to put out good music, and he unfortunately was unable to do that, so he kind of fell by the wayside. Oh, man. And then, you know, you think about Viper. Oh, Yule Cowards don't even smoke crack. Now that's a classic, dude. You all cowards. He called out everybody when he said that, dude. Not just you. He called out every motherfucker. There's actually a video of him performing that live like a handful of years ago, and he looks awful. He looks like he's had the roughest like 40 plus years of his life, and he just stumbled onto the stage and just started, you know, the beat just played. Oh my god, guys, I've been watching so much Outer Heaven here lately. I could just put that dude's stream on, DRK, and just watch for like all day and all night. I fall asleep to his stream frequently. And some people say they fall asleep to my stream and they're like, oh, you know, no offense. I'm like, no offense. That's like the biggest sign of respect there is, you know? If you fall asleep to a stream, you Nightmare, is that who you mean? Or Three Dog? Did Three Dog officially separate from Outer Heaven Network? I think You Nightmare was the guy who left. Yeah, he does his own shit now. Yeah. Yeah, so originally, you know what's funny is Outer Heaven is one of the first Twitch channels that I ever remember being allowed to have an official name change. Originally that channel was called United TV, like UKNIGHTET TV. And then he started working with DRK, who he discovered from a hilarious Twin Snakes mod called the DRK edition. So they started communicating back and forth after he found that mod. That was fucking hilarious, by the way. DRK still runs that mod sometimes. And then, you know, DRK started streaming. They eventually ran into Three Dog, and they wanted to name the channel Outer Heaven, but they basically, the name was occupied, and Twitch was like, well, we don't really, you know how it used to be, like you basically had to have some kind of special exception. They would give out name changes, but it was a really case-by-case basis. There was no official process for doing it like there is now. And apparently some person had named an account Outer Heaven, but didn't intend to use it. So it was just sitting there, and they're like, if it sits for 30 days straight, then we're ready. Yeah, they were like, if it sits there for 30 days straight, then you can have the name. So it did, and I remembered, I wasn't following at this time, because I just didn't follow anybody on Twitch back then, but it was You Nightmare doing the Twilight sniping part of Metal Gear Solid 2, when he got the email from Twitch saying, hey, like, the next time you go live, your name will be Outer Heaven. It's really cool that they did that way back then, because I think that channel name was so perfect, like a network of streamers. Considering, you know, the significance and what Outer Heaven is within Metal Gear Solid, that's like the most perfect applicable name that you could possibly give a Twitch channel that focuses on those games, you know? It'd be like calling a Silent Hill channel The Order, you know? Or something along those lines. I don't know how he does it though, man. Like, he has to be so fucking exhausted. Likely ban evader. Yeah, I guess so. It was a fucking cheap viewers on streamboo.com, dumbass. Anyways, yeah, so that's a really cool feature that Better TTV has now, is it actually flags ban evaders. And I've actually had to use that in the past, unfortunately, with people I've had to ban out of my community. One of them showed up on an alternate account pretending to not know who I was, and it was like, likely ban evader. This was potentially their other name. And then as soon as I called them out, they're like, what? I've never used Twitch.television before. It's like, okay, bud. Oh god, the Sons of Kojima. Remember that the original DSP clip that spawned all that was when he was playing Castlevania Lords of Shadow from like 2009, whenever that game came out. And he just goes, Kojima's a fucking cocksucker. Out of nowhere, he just says that. Oh no, what did he go viral for this time, dude? Anytime I hear that, I know it can't be good. Well, let's head on over to X-Schwitter, or whatever the fuck people call it now, and see what's going on with Darks Fadil. He was complaining. Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yes. So he was mad because his viewers, he did a viewer's choice marathon. And what happened was he was really mad because not much support was coming in, which if support was coming in, he would have said it was the best fucking game ever. He loves it. He's having a blast. But because nobody was donating, he was getting really mad and saying that the game was boring and it sucked and that trolls nominated it. And then he decided to flex his wealth, which he has never done, really, to my knowledge. He loves to cry poor and pretend to be poor, even though we know he's plenty wealthy. His fans were like, oh, you're at the 2-hour mark. You might want to close it so you can still refund the game if you're not enjoying it. And he's just like, guys, why is everybody bringing up a Steam refund? I'm not poor. I don't need to refund the game. And then he purposefully launched the game and played for an extra 5 minutes just to make sure that he could not, under any circumstances, refund the game. What a piece of shit, man. You like how I asked what was going on and then conveniently knew 100% of the lore? I'm not keeping up to date with what Phil's got going on, trust me. I'm just here in my own little corner, minding my own business. I have no idea what Dark Svadil is up to. And I've never known. I've never known what he's up to. But yeah. Phil is, he's like the chief lolcow for a reason, man. And then, after that happened, he switched to some other games. Actually, what he was mainly mad about is every $100 he was going to take a shot, and he had not made an extra $100 while playing that game. That's what made him really mad, more than anything. Like, he clearly has an alcohol problem, because it's funny, he likes to pretend he never drinks, but as soon as he does one of these stupid marathon streams where he drinks, he suddenly is an expert. And has a million different types of alcohol that he's ready to mix and drink on stream. It's like, come on, dude. I mean, we know the bank leaks definitively 100% proved that he has an alcohol issue. He spent $40 at a liquor store every week. No normal human being does that. Not even two people could spend $40 every fucking week. A bottle of liquor should last you 2 months if you're drinking it sensibly. Just for the occasional shot. Once a weekend or something, even longer than that. Shit should last you 3 or 4 months if you're drinking it responsibly. Yeah, he's gone back and forth on the bank leaks. I think because he thinks that if he's intentionally vague about it, nobody will be able to do anything legally. Not that I think anybody could at this point anyway. But yes, the bank leaks definitively proved that. Definitively, there's no doubt about this. It is a black and white issue. The bank leaks prove that he spends a stupid amount of money on alcohol, mobile games, whether it's a WWE champion specifically, whatever. It was an iTunes PayPal charge. So regardless of what it was for, he spends a shit ton of money on something iTunes related. Oh, not just months. He denied it for years. He denied it all the way from 2018 to 2025. He just admitted it either January or December 2024. He admitted it. And he basically said that the way that the detractors or the trolls figured it out was the Discord thing. And if you know, the Discord identifier number, you know this, but everybody after their Discord handle has a 4-digit number. That's your identifier number. So that way you could have 40 people with the same username, but you all have a unique identifier number. So that's how people know to add you. Well, people found that in one of essentially the WWE Champion's clans that he was in, they found someone named They Call Me DSP with the exact same unique 4-digit identifier and profile picture as the They Call Me DSP account that was found to be in his secret moderator Discord that he pretended didn't exist for years. So once that came out, it was a done deal. Any sensible person knew, oh, that's Phil's account, no question. But he just continued to double, triple, quadruple down, deny. It's just absurd, man. Just admit it. It's like, look where he is now. He admitted it, and he's fine. Like, I feel like people would have had a lot more respect for him if he didn't pretend to be poor all the time and would have just said, yeah, I spend that money. What are you going to do about it? You know? Like, you don't have to challenge people, but just say, yeah, I spent money on mobile games. I had an addiction problem. I feel like people would have been fine with that. I would have respected if he came out and said, I have a problem, and I was addicted to those games, but I'm not anymore. You know, if he actually wanted to make a change, but he clearly doesn't. Right, it's like, this is the internet, man. Like, you should have been, you know now, you've been on the internet long enough, and your trolls, or detractors as you like to call them, are so dedicated that they've created a website called PigPigGo that lets you search and do query searches on every phrase Phil has ever said in his like 17 years on the internet to locate exact posts, videos. Like, you need to understand at this point, this is how dedicated your detractors are. You cannot bold-faced lie on camera. These people will catch you in those lies. They socially engineered your social security, and let me be clear, I don't approve of that at all. That was highly fucked up. That's probably the most fucked up things that, one of the most fucked up things that the detractors have ever done. They socially engineered his SSN, and they used that to access his bank account, like his credit reports. Like, it was actually crazy. It was totally illegal. I completely disavow that. It went way too far. And even the person who did it essentially went into hiding and said what I did was fucked up. It was illegal. I should have never done it. So, but at this point, he needs to understand that he can't get away with just outright lying to his audience about what he does and doesn't do. You're gonna be called out on it, Phil. These people are way too internet savvy for you. They're gonna do the research. They're gonna find out what you're lying about. They're gonna call you out on it. You can't get away with that with these people. And look what happened when Rich of Review Tech USA started calling out DSP's detractors. He had a bunch of crazy leaks happen to him too. You don't feed the trolls. You just ignore it and move on, because the second you challenge these people, you escalate things to a potentially dangerous degree. If they want to joke about your looks or your weight or whatever, you say, huh, that's fair, or just laugh about it, you know, just be fucking a sensible human and just be able to laugh at yourself, you know. But the second that you're like, cry harder, Snort Hogan, cry harder, whatever, you know, like trying to call these people out, it's like, man, you don't fuck with these people. They are going to leak everything you've ever done. Don't do it. And then he had like the Dropbox leak, and they were, you know, getting into all of his accounts, and he was having to change his passwords and shit. It's like, dude, that's what fucking happens when you challenge Phil's trolls. It's best for you. I'm not saying you have to lay down and take it, but, you know, just play along with the joke. It's not that difficult, man. You either ignore it or you just take it on the chin. Not taking it on the chin is how you become a lol cow. Period. End of story. You know, people have rarely, to be fair, gone in on my looks, and I'll be the first to admit that there's a lot to talk about. And I'm okay with that. I think if you are putting your face on the internet in literal 1080p to 4K, whatever resolution. But if you're putting your face on the internet in 4K and you don't expect to be criticized, well, you're just delusional. This is how the internet works. You will be roasted about your looks, your weight, your hairline, everything under the sun. Be prepared for it. Accept it. It's going to happen. Well, no, I don't even mean that in like a self-deprecating way. I just mean like, no matter what, someone will bring something up. So you might as well just accept it, you know, like you could be the nicest looking person ever. You know, who's like someone on Twitch that people would say that about, like Valkyrae, you know, you can be a Valkyrae and some dude will come in and be like, actually the angle at which your nose starts to slope downward, the ratio at which it starts to slope downward is super fucking ugly. I wouldn't be caught dead looking in your direction, actually. You know what I mean? It's like, they're just going to do it. No matter how attractive you are, conventionally attractive, whatever. So just accept it, you know? Just play along, just joke. Just have fun with it. Oh, what's up, Just Walter? Wait, are you Mr. Walter Sullivan from way back when? Or no? Because we had a guy in here that was literally just named Walter_Sullivan. Oh, he's your bud. Well, hey, you keep good company. Stone's a good dude, so I trust you. Well, how are you doing, sir? Nice. How are you doing? I gotta turn my chat back on. What is it doing? Oh my god, dude. This Twitch, like, chat doc needs a big rework, seriously. Okay, there we go. It's the OBS chat doc. It needs a big rework. Spent the last few hours studying drawing fundamentals. Well, massive respect to that. Could never be me. I have the unfortunate genetic condition known as essential tremor. Doesn't sound like much, but basically if I try to write or do anything that's like a fine motor skill, my hand starts fucking doing this and shaking like crazy. So a lot of people think it's funny when I first started streaming on camera, people are like, bro, are you okay? You're like shaking. I'm like, yeah, that's just what my hands do. Like when you see that? That's just what they do. Like when I squeeze anything to take a drink or whatever, they just do that. So I can't draw for shit. So I have massive respect for people that can draw anything. You knew a guy like that, but he had it really bad. Yeah, my dad. It's like all the men in like the men in my family heritage all have it. Like my dad had it, his dad had it, and every successive person, it's been less severe, but I still have it. So if I were to have a kid, if I had a son, he would probably have it too, or daughter. I don't think the gender matters too much, or the sex, whatever. Wanted to work on. I want to solder. One thing I've always wanted to like get really good at is soldering, because I would love to be able to modify headphones and stuff. I just can't do it. I burn the shit out of my fingertips every time I try to solder. So unless the options they gave me, here's what's funny. When I was a kid, I had this looked into because I had to have a scribe in school because my handwriting was really bad. Nowadays, everything's cool. I can just type. But when I went to the doctor about this, they told me you got two options. You can either take, it was either Ritalin or some other type of really light nerve medicine. They were like, you can take this nerve medicine essentially forever, or we can do open brain surgery and like do something with the cortex that controls your motor function. I was like, okay, neither of those. I think I'll just live with it. I would like to do neither of those. Yeah, they're like, we can perform brain surgery, or you can essentially take this medicine forever that you will always need to relax the shakes. I was like, nah, I'll just, I'm good. Thank you very much. It doesn't affect too much. Like using a mouse and keyboard is fine. I've never had an issue with that because I can put the weight like on my forearm if I rest my forearm on the table and stuff. But yeah. Fucking Monka W. That's the optimal version of that emote, by the way. Monka S just doesn't portray the fear in the eyes of Monka W. Or is it Munkole? Because I always hear the TTS say Munkole. Alright, well, while we're waiting for future, we could potentially watch the Silent Hill movie. Wait, what? There's a video called Twin Perfect versus Fungo, who created the Real Silent Hill Experience series from 2015, and Fungo commented and said, I'll be honest and say there's one small issue, and that is I only did a small amount of the editing. I can also say without doubts that Fuge didn't work on the Real Silent Hill Experience up until I left, besides being a host sometimes when I wasn't available. He might have written parts of Shattered Memories, but Rossiter told me he didn't. Nice outside perspective otherwise. Breaking Hearts, oh my. Oh my Lanta, what is going on? Yeah, see, those days are over for me. I've had my fun. I'm settled down now, guys. I don't do any heartbreaking. Them days are long gone. Yeah, and then Fungo says here, Rossiter sure did one hell of a research job trying to defame me on his own forum today. I wonder what that's about. Oh yeah, hey, speaking of people who can draw, guys, the profile picture. I've been talking about this for a while, but seriously, Future Mute is a beast. He also has a graphics tablet that he works with. Oh yeah, one of my favorite artists on YouTube, David Firth, also uses a graphics tablet. It seems, I like the idea of it, but I'm very traditional and I love pen or pencil on paper the most, you know? Let's see. Yeah, so Future Mute made this for me, and I'm fucking obsessed with it still. Look at this shit. Boom. This is my new profile picture everywhere. Look at the accuracy, dude. Look at the fucking accuracy on this. He drew this from scratch, by the way. Is that not fucking insanely impressive? It's so accurate, too. Like, he even has the silver pads on the headphones. Yeah, it's fucking sick. I made it my profile picture virtually everywhere that I could, you know? Oh god, I hate that the most. Moving into a new place and not having internet. It just feels like you're... I know this sounds so first world problem-ish, but it feels like you're stuck in the dark ages, you know? You mean I have to pull physical copies of movies off my shelf and put them into a Blu-ray player to have something to watch? Tyranny. Simply tyranny. But nowadays everybody has unlimited data, so you can just use your phone as a hotspot until you get internet. That's what I would do, at least. On a 4th floor with a cell tower in the distance, nice. I mean, if it's decent enough for you to stream, or for you to watch my stream, yeah, because my bit rates are super, super high. On YouTube, we're pulling 30,000 plus bit rate right now. Yeah, oh my god, we're pulling 48,000 bit rate on YouTube right now because I have it capped at 50. That's insane. Holy shit. So 1440p at 50,000 bitrate. Whew. That's ridiculous. If only YouTube was a better streaming platform, I might actually move there exclusively, not gonna lie. Yes, YouTube allows anybody, even if they're not a partnered YouTube channel, anybody can have up to 100,000 bitrate. And 4K. You can stream 4K at 100,000 bitrate on YouTube. No matter, as long as you have the ability to live stream. Because they've got that fucking giga bandwidth that they're willing to just let anybody use. Whereas Twitch, they're a much smaller company, so you can only have 6,500 is the hard cap. But Twitch has other things like AV1 support. They've got the better version of NVENC encoding. So they have better encoding, so it really doesn't look too different. You know, between Twitch and YouTube, they don't look too different. Google or YouTube essentially just brute forces the bitrate to get rid of pixelation, but Twitch actually has some really high quality encoding that helps with the so you don't need such a high bitrate. It's just essentially two ways of achieving the same thing. 4K on my 720p monitor. I only have 1080p monitors. I'm very old school. I don't feel the need to have any higher quality monitors than that. But yeah, essentially the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to call Future and I'm going to set my camera up here, his over there. And that way, you know, we'll basically be in the top left and top right corners. So we should be out of the way of the video for the most part. And then we'll be good to go. I can't do 27-inch monitors. I actually like 24-inch, and I'm okay with like a 21.5-inch monitor because I sit so close it doesn't really bother me. But yeah, I have two 24-inch Asus monitors, and they both barely fit on my floating stand, enough for me to be able to see the full screens on both. I really need a third one. Took me a long time to get used to. Oh my, Walter. What kind of stream do you think this is, dude? Because you're right. Just kidding. That was a joke. Okay. Yeah, on a 1080p 27-inch monitor, you can see pixels a lot too. I think 24-inch is the perfect size for 1080p. One thing that I have found useful, though, is IPS. I think IPS is a much better technology than TN. TNs look very gray, and everything looks super washed out. IPS panels have much better colors and black levels, and they're still really cheap. Hey, what's up, Dr. Red? Dr. Red, you're going to love these videos, dude. There's going to be so much for us to talk about. You're going to love these videos. Future will be on any minute, and we're going to get started here. I'm just going to pull up the playlist. Yeah, you will love these videos, dude. The mod goat. Dr. Red is actually one of my original mods, I believe. There's only 2 people that I gave mod to before him. One of them was a lady from the UK named Lolza Rooney. And I gave her mod in 2012, believe it or not. Yeah, and then after her, it was my good friend in real life, Iron Tusk, and then Dr. Red, and then Mag got hers like right after, because she was... Mag Lizzle is just a really generous person. She came in my stream. She actually was temporarily, not really laid off, but basically her job was suspended because of the pandemic. So she came in here watching me and Dave play Resident Evil 5, and just off the back of that one stream, she became a regular and just created a shit ton of stuff for me. Like, she made my end screen, she made a bunch of my emotes, she made an entire VOD channel, and personally edited and added thumbnails to all the videos. I didn't even ask her to do it. She didn't ask me for a penny to do it either, so she's just really cool like that. And that stream VOD channel now has like 540 VODs going all the way back to December 2021 that we did not lose because of that. So yeah, she's a beast. Remember the VIP arc with me and GigaFay? Oh, yeah, I do remember that. Yeah. But you've been a mod for a long time now, Dr. Red, to be fair. You were a mod. Nice, look at that. Look at the watch streaks, dude. Look at the watch streaks. What a beast. And it's a Saturday night, so you know we have a shit ton of time, dude. We're on nobody's time but our own. Alright, I've got episode 1 up here. The only thing I'll have to do is probably move chat a little bit. But I can put his camera up here. I can put his camera up here, so then we'll be good. I make my own rules. I'm a grown fucking man. Yeah, look how young they were in this video, dude. And the Twin Perfect watermark is such classic 2010 YouTube fare. Been watching Dragon Ball Daima. Kind of slow so far. It's 20 episodes and I'm 6 in. Oh, isn't that the one where Goku is a kid again? Yeah, like the pauses as they're clearly reading their scripts and stuff. Like that apparently is Akira Toriyama's like dying wish, essentially, is he wanted that show to be finished. He has a real obsession with, you know, Goku as a kid having new stories and new things going on, but I'm just not really a fan of it. Alright guys, so Future is pretty much going to be ready any second. I'm going to run to the bathroom really quick, and then we'll get our call going. Essentially, we're just going to jump into the voice channel in my Discord, because it is boosted, so we can have higher quality for his vocals, or his voiceover, I should say. And then we're going to get started. I'm hype. Enjoy Wrong is Right. Wrong is Right from the Silent Hill 0/Origin soundtrack BTW. You know, I saw a hilarious post about the juxtaposition between Junji Ito and Miyazaki the other day. Hayao Miyazaki. Where Junji Ito in real life is like the happiest person ever, but he makes the most depressing, or he made the most depressing and dark manga and anime possible. Whereas Hayao Miyazaki hates the world and hates everybody in it, but he makes the most uplifting, inspirational, and just happy vibe animations ever. It's just hilarious, the juxtaposition there. The dichotomy is crazy between the two. Alright, I'm jumping in my voice channel. He can join whenever he wants, so we'll be good. Okay, why is my thing not lighting up? Oh, there we go. Okay. So I'm in my Discord whenever he's ready. And I've got my volume set up correctly. I've actually never, you know, really read or watched much in Junji Ito's work, but I've heard all the time about how amazing it is, so I definitely should. Didn't Netflix just make an adaptation of that? I'm adding the playlist to the... We're going to use something called SyncTube. They got so much money to make the pilot, they got no funding for the rest, so it's a super degrading quality. Oh, so about Berserk, I actually got Bridget like a compendium of a bunch of Berserk books. So I actually could read that. I actually won a $100 gift card at work, and we just bought $100 worth of Berserk books. It was kind of awkward too, because the way that my job worked is they didn't just give you the card, you had to like put a wish list together. Yeah, it is. You had to put a wish list together and tell them what you wanted, so I had to tell them that I wanted this really dark manga, and I'm sure everybody else was like buying like household supplies and stuff. That's a tee-hee. 3 volumes in one, nice. I'm curious how, I don't know how it works, where you, I don't know if you can add a whole playlist to SyncTube. I'll check though. Okay, I should be able to. I could. Yeah, we could do that as well. Like just screen share. I can pretty much just show the window of the Discord call with me, him, and then the video. That would probably work just as well. The Reverse Will is my favorite Silent Hill 2 credits song, man. It's just so fucking eerie and weird. And it works perfectly with the ending Rebirth. It sucks that it's only for the Rebirth ending, though. It means you can't get it on a first playthrough. But it's so good. I haven't really either. I really enjoyed the Heaven's Night remix they did, but I haven't revisited it a whole lot. And I did pre-order the fucking $80 version. That gave me the soundtrack and everything. Do I regret it? No, because we had a ton of fun playing it on stream. And I wanted to support the game because I am very hopeful that eventually we'll get Silent Hill 1 remake. But, yeah. We'll have to see. Hey, welcome back, Dr. Red. Oh man, my gym is closed for remodeling until Monday too. I was so pissed off. I got there this morning so just raring to go. I was ready to get the biggest like arm, chest, quad day ever. And I just see the sign on the door that's like closed until Monday, May 12th. I was like, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck? Call the police. Call the police and tell them the gym is closed. You'd be laughed off the phone in a fucking millisecond. And this is not a prank. Remodel one tile on the floor. I think they're actually putting new equipment in, so it's probably worth it. Yeah. So we'll see. They might be putting new shit in, but all I care about is when it reopens, because I need it, okay? It's like those people, like when Starbucks just closed and they get there too late, they start like yanking on the door because they think that if they yank on the door hard enough, they'll let them in to make them a coffee. I actually saw that happen multiple times at my university campus, believe it or not. We had an on-campus Starbucks, and those workers went through the fucking ringer every day from a bunch of Karens that needed their mocha espresso with exactly 2 shots of pumpkin whip and fucking like all these little particular things they needed, and they'd get pissed off if they didn't make it exactly like they wanted. I saw so many teachers showing up, or I guess professors showing up when they were already closed and like just yanking on the door while the employees were trying to tell them no. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, Starbucks isn't that good. It's just sugar and milk. Like, if you want sugar and milk, you could easily just make that at home. That's all Starbucks is. It's a little bit of flavor and then sugar and milk, and then all of their drinks are just a combination of that in different, you know, different amounts. But that's all it is. Bubble tea. People have told me I should try boba milk tea. Is that the one that has like the tapioca balls in it? Where they give you the huge oversized straw so you can chew on the tapioca? That looks really good. I want to try that. Yeah. I want to try that shit. That looks good as hell. And then there's also Thai tea, which is kind of the same deal, where it's just a shit ton of milk and sugar. And ain't nobody complaining about that. Orbits in tea form? Yeah, seriously. There was I just saw LA Beast a few days ago drinking that stuff called Orbeez. It was this weird fucking soda from the 2000s that had like floating colored candy in it. And he drank it and it essentially looked like piss. Like he has a whole video series where he purposefully buys expired or discontinued food and drink products and just drinks them on camera for our entertainment. That's a brave man. Really. Ew, yeah, ew is right, dude. Athens did it first. You mean Ashens? Stuart Ashen? Hey, that's where my, yeah, that's where my cheapo, when somebody donates exactly 1 bit, that's where that comes from. Cheapo. It was his, Poundland roundups. Those were some of my favorite videos ever, man. Like when he just died laughing. I'm going to show it right now. When he died laughing about the fucking cordless phone thing where you plug it into your iPhone and use it like a fucking 1970s phone. And he just died laughing at it. Send him expired army rations his granddad had once, which he made a video of. That's awesome.
Cheapo.
Yeah, that's the sound that I use. So it is this one.
Thanks, because they haven't amused us enough yet. I'm sorry, it's just the concept of this gets me every time. It is the... Oh, jump cut. I do apologise, but I still haven't really got over the fact that this thing physically exists. Yes.
Fucking Signal X, dude. It's like there's a Walmart brand we have in the US that just puts out the worst shit you've ever seen in your life and calls it technology. Oh, what's up, by the way, Future? You're muted in the Discord, but I can see you. So here, let's set up. I was watching Ashen's review garbage from Poundland. Okay, let me pop this out. I'm going to pop out the video call. I promise I know what I'm doing, guys.
Am I unmuted now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Can you guys hear?
All right.
Stoned, are you able to hear our boy Future? Oh, your volume wasn't set to 100.
Oh.
There we go. Now it is. Nice. Loud and clear. Perfect. So audio-wise, we're good. At least that's sorted. And then what I'm going to do is I'll just share my screen in here so you can see my Chrome window as well.
Should buy a new pop filter.
So you should be able to see that now. And then I will just pop this out.
Okay.
And we'll window capture it. You guys will see I'm cooking right now. All right.
The man is working.
We are, dude. We're working 9 to 5 right now is what we're doing. Like Dolly Parton once said.
Working 9 to 5. I don't like.
Oh shit!
I just woke up. I don't have a singing voice on me.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to zoom in. Or no, I have to full screen it. Yeah, okay. We're getting close now. We're gonna pop this out. Now you are literally the entire screen, and then we're gonna window capture this.
Is there any way that you can reverse my camera?
I don't. I think you can actually do it. Because for the preview it shows you flipped no matter what. But for me, I don't think it's flipped. I got really annoyed by Discord doing that a while back, but yeah, apparently if you're set up that way, it literally will not let you flip it on the preview. They just force you to look at it that way for some reason.
It makes me look weird.
Why? I don't know. But that's what they love to do. Okay. So it literally,
Hey, doctor.
I don't think it'll let me absolutely full screen you for some reason. This is as close as we
I don't
can
need
get.
to be full screen. I want it to be on your. I want it to be like to the left where you are. Is there no way to do that?
Yeah, I can just here. Boom. And then we can just cut this a little bit. But yeah, now it shows me at the bottom. Like this doesn't even need to be here. I think this is a setting. Yeah. There we go. Okay, and then, all right, that's as close as we can get, but I can still make some adjustments here.
I love how we're doing this live.
Hell
we're
yeah,
doing a
dude.
fill right now together. It's
Yes.
great.
Oh, that's much better. Yeah, that's better. Look, you're basically set. Now all I have to do is crop it. Easy.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Let me see if I can make myself not look stupid. If I reversed it on the hold on. If I turned off the camera, it would freeze the pre-existing camera, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. Would it let me? Would it let me flip it in real time? Maybe. Maybe.
Oh, we're cooking now, dude.
Hold on. I wonder if I can do it like in real time. Transform. And then edit transform. And then
Look at that. We are absolutely cooking. Oh my. You're in widescreen too, dude. You're widescreen and I'll have to be vertical.
Did that do anything? It didn't do anything. Did it?
Yeah,
So
Discord
is
is dumb as hell. It like forces you to be flipped for some reason. I don't know why.
All right, if we're gonna do this in the future, we got to figure out a way to do this, right?
Yeah. That's all right. Let's do
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We'll make it work.
Yeah. All right. So I have this cropped pretty well to where it shouldn't be that massive anyway, but we can definitely see. You want to flip his capture? Oh yeah, I can do that on my side. I can do the transform thing. Let's see.
Oh, you can? Can you please do that?
Boom. Flip horizontal like that?
I don't know. I don't know. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. Got it. Listen, dude, I remembered how to be a streamer right at the last possible second. Let's go.
That's exactly what I want. That's all I wanted. I just wanted to flip it. Thank you.
Yeah, we're good. OBS has the power. All right, now, last thing. I'm just going to...
Actually, wait, hold on. I need to spruce up in the background. Hold on.
Let's see. Can I do
Okay,
this? Oh, that makes you a circle. That's kind of weird.
Okay, and then the other question I wanted to ask was, how do I do it so that, okay, so you're streaming, but I want Twitch to know that I'm also streaming, but I'm streaming with you.
Oh,
There's like
so
a thing that they're doing now.
yeah, if you tag me in your title, it'll pop up a thing that's like, hey, do you want to do the collaboration feature, I believe. We're back, guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, OBS really didn't like me cropping a simple window capture. It just couldn't fucking handle it, I guess.
Sincerely apologize, OBS. I apologize for being such a
There.
frightful sight that you needed to crash.
There. So we'll just both be widescreen. That way, you know, there's consistency about it.
It's totally fine.
There. So we'll both be widescreen. No big deal. As long as we're not in the way of the
It's not giving me the option. Is it because I'm a... No, that can't be it. That can't be it. Is it that I have to be... No, I don't have to be live to do that, right? I don't have to be live myself already.
It's possible. Yeah, you might actually need to be, but I don't know for sure. Twitch is fucking weird, man.
Twitch is fun.
All right. I'm gonna just leave it like this. We'll have, listen, you guys can get Future in 4K widescreen and I'll stay vertical. How about that? I'll move the chat slightly lower down and then we're good. No more tweaking.
That's not fair. It's your stream.
No, it's good. All right. So let's go.
It's my affiliate anniversary today, by the way, apparently.
Nice. How many years?
It doesn't say. I'm assuming it's like 5. I would assume 5.
Yeah. All right. So I have, this should be fine. Let me go ahead and pull up my Chrome. And let's get the browser capture going.
Thanks, Towndy.
Oh, is it because the fucking window is... Oh my god.
Oh, maybe I can do it in the creator dashboard. We're professional streamers.
Abso-fucking-lutely, dude. And anybody that says otherwise is just a liar. Okay, I'm
they're
sorry.
just meanies. They're meanies on the internet.
Dude, this is killing me. Wait, why is that still showing even when I have this hidden? Oh, okay, I got it. I saw what happened. All right, this doesn't need it. Get rid of that shit.
Damn it. I don't want to... I'm already on... Oh my god. Twitch, come on now. Add trusted friends and streamers to your favorites to quickly see their live status on the stream manager. Okay. But
There we go.
that's what they're called. They're called collaborations. Start collaborations instantly. I would like to do that. Making me do this now. What? Okay, allow all visiting. Fine, whatever.
All right, so I'm gonna full screen this, and then I'm just gonna pull this up and slide it over here. All right, now we're good. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it too much. It's one of those things, like for me, it was trying to have us share our chats and stuff, which it's like, I mean, that's a cool feature and everything, just not really necessary.
What I'm trying to do is trying to just get your stream to just play on mine. Like, so what...
Oh, so it's like a watch party thing? Or...
Yeah, like... Okay, so like... So you're streaming now. So what I want to do is I want to share the stream that we're doing together on my channel while you're live. So that when people come to my stream, I'm not streaming, but it's your stream on my channel. what is that called? There's a thing for that.
I think it's called squad streaming, actually, is what they call that. But you have to like capture his stream and mute yourself on your OBS. Yeah, you could do that as well. That way they can hear. Yeah.
I'm muted on OBS. I can probably just mute myself on OBS. No, I am muted on OBS. So I'm just coming out of your Discord.
Oh,
I
yeah.
assume.
Yeah, that's all they can hear is you from the Discord.
Okay. Also, I'm gonna need that SyncTube link.
Oh,
I
I'm
wanna
screen
press
sharing.
stop too.
So you'll be able to see it. I'm screen sharing in Discord, so you can watch it there, and then they'll also be able to see it on the stream.
Oh,
should-
okay.
yeah, so
we're
it-
just gonna do it that way.
Yeah, it's synced up.
No, what I mean is because we're gonna want to press stop, right?
Yeah.
But I'd love it if we both have the power to press stop.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
like,
that'll work.
when we wanted to.
There we go. That works for me. I like this setup. It's not perfectly cropped on the top and bottom, but that's the best we can do for now, so that'll work for me.
This is totally fine for me.
Yeah.
You can totally work with this. This is workable. This is doable.
And then why is my browser not fucking centered?
Screw it. All right, I'm just gonna tell everybody in my Discord that I'm streaming on Stampede's channel, so just go watch that.
Why, dude?
Can't be bothered. I'll figure it out later. We'll do it. We'll do it. We'll do that other thingy another time. There's a way to do it. I've seen other people do it all the time, but I clearly don't have the intellect, nor depth, nor perspicacity to do it on my own.
All right, so if we watch it via the here, let me switch back to this for just a second. We're done with tech support after this, I promise. But so basically, we watch it via SyncTube. Both of us can pause, and I just pull the SyncTube link up and screen share that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, what you would do, you'd send me the SyncTube link, and then if I wanted to be a part of it, and then you'd give me admin thingies, admin rights.
I'm not dropping frames, but it says encoding overloaded, I think because I'm screen sharing in the Discord, so let me stop that.
Think so, yeah.
Okay, that should fix the encoding overloaded thing.
Did I mention that we're professional streamers?